Aidan, it has been a very interesting year for you in many ways. You turned 40 this year, and most people say life begins at 40, but you've achieved a fair amount before you've reached 40.
Thanks, Dennis. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't stop it. But listen, it's great to get this far, and listen, it's great to be here.
Absolutely. In terms of, you have some great horses in your yard, the likes of Fame and Glory, Master, Craftsman, some great success this year, so many Group 1 victories again. It has been a memorable year in many, many ways, but of course, See the Stars, I suppose, was the big star of the year, but you had a lot of great success in your yard as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Dennis. We were delighted with the year, obviously. We ran place to See the Stars a good few times, and we did good Ascot, and Yeats winning the 4th Gold Cup, I think, was massive one for us. And I think if we were asked one at the start of the year which one we really wanted most, and we would have picked that one, and listen, it was great to get it.
That victory, of course, Aidan, cements Yeats' place as one of the greatest racehorses of all time, and that was a very emotional day for you, charged with great emotion, and it really was a magnificent day.
Yeah, absolutely, Dennis. Listen, it was great for the boss and Sue and David and Diane, and it was their decision to keep him in training every year, and obviously we felt very privileged to be there to look after him. After winning the first to the second, third, fourth is something that we thought that couldn't really ever happen, but listen, it just goes to show how great a horse he was, and like I said, we were privileged to have the like of him, and he's going to be very exciting, I think, when he goes to stud.
And speaking of exciting horses, you of course have St Nicholas Abbey, who won the Racing Post Trophy, and certainly he's a very exciting prospect for next season, Aidan.
Yeah, absolutely. He won 3 for 3 last year. Dennis, very happy with him. Very impressive in the Racing Post. Seems to be fine. So he's going to be a horse to look forward to. He's a horse with plenty of speed and class, and obviously being by Montjuïc, you'd hope that he would get much further than a mile.
Another great achievement, Aidan, in 2009, Master Craftsman won the Irish 2000 Guineas, and that was your 9th consecutive Irish Classic. That is quite a remarkable record.
Yeah, obviously, Dennis, again, a great team of people, very lucky to have such great horses. It was very sweet to do that, and Master Craftsman, another top-class horse, worried about the ground that day, but won very well. Went to Ascot then and won the St James's, very impressive on very fast ground. He's a very special horse. Over a mile, I think, was probably anything from 6 to a mile was his best trip, even though he ran very well over a mile and a quarter. Horse with a lot of speed.
You've achieved so much over the years, Aidan, and obviously each new season throws up new challenges for you. But outside of racing, how do you enjoy, how do you relax, how do you wind down, Aidan, away from the pressures of racing?
Yes, I suppose, Dennis, the winter is our relaxed time. We don't have to travel, and we're in Ballydoyle all the time, and that's, I suppose, with the horses is what we love doing, and that's our relaxation, and that's our hobby all rolled into one. It's great then, I suppose, when you don't have to go racing and there's not pressure from one week to the next week. So really that's our downtime, and that's the time we really love.
And do you have an interest in sport outside of racing? Obviously, Aidan, I'm sure, being from Wexford, you would have an interest in the hurling as well?
No, absolutely. Follow all the sports, Dennis. Obviously, hurling, football, soccer, rugby, all those top-class sports people you love watching, and it's look forward to it in the evening time in the winter, watching on telly, and look forward to it all.
Well, of course, I suppose one of the notable events during the year was the passing of Dr. O'Brien, obviously your predecessor in Ballydoyle. So many remarkable achievements by Vincent OBrien over those years.
Yeah, absolutely, Dennis. Everybody knows how special a man he was, and obviously to develop Ballydoyle and develop the breed of horse that we're training now. I think it's going to be there for hundreds and hundreds of years, his legacy, and I don't think we're ever going to see anything like it again. Very special man, and felt very privileged to know him a little bit the way we did. Obviously the history is there, and every day all we ever tried to do when we went to Ballydoyle is what he done and what he would have done. And listen, very special man, and I know he's a man that's not going to be followed for a long time.
Well, as somebody who has emulated a lot of what Vincent has achieved in his career, I suppose, a lot of people would look back on his flat achievements, winning 6 derbies and winning, most of the prizes that there was to win in the flat game, as you have done yourself. But to win 3 Grand Nationals with 3 different horses in 3 successive years, I mean, that stands out as in many people's view, probably his greatest ever achievement.
Absolutely incredible, Dennis. And we forget the way he used to travel the horses to the races by train, and it took days for them to get there, and there was no such thing as flying there. And obviously the handicap mark had to be right, the horse had to be produced properly on the day, and his preps had to be right. This is an amazing achievement, really.